So today I want to talk about reflecting on your purpose and constantly revisiting this question, because it's an evolution, it's an evolving, revolving answer, and really important you stay in touch with it. So keep on listening, keep on watching. I hope you find it useful. Welcome back to consecutive day 1685 of a diary of a Runpreneur. Today's topic is all about your purpose in life and reviewing what you believe that answer to be, and constantly reviewing, constantly evaluating, constantly reflecting, as it's highly likely that the answer to this question is going to change on numerous occasions throughout your life or your journey of life. But before we go into detail on the topic, don't forget this is part of a fundraiser of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance of a lap of the world, barefoot style. So do give this some engagement. As more people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. So back to the topic at hand. It's the beginning of 2025, and we're into kind of January now. It's quite cold. I think you can see ice across the fields behind me. That is ice. It was water, but it's frozen over. It's about -1, -2 degrees. It's actually a beautiful, crisp evening. There's very little wind, so it makes it quite clear and concise. It enables you to see with clarity, which is always quite nice, without worrying about the wind chill factor that inevitably hits you generally this time of year. But today's topic is about your purpose and why you need to explore the answer to what is your purpose on numerous occasions throughout your year, throughout your life, throughout your year, periodically, frequently, whatever you want to kind of do it. A lot of people reflect on things at the end of each year as they go into a new year, as they feel a year is quite a lot. I often reflect on things quarterly, as I feel 90 days or 13 weeks, thereabouts, is a nice amount of time to make a sufficient difference in your life, but it's long enough for things to change. So it's always a good time to reflect. It just happens that this quarter I'm reflecting upon is the back end of 2024, or Q4 as I refer to it. And the question that a lot of people ask themselves at the end of the year, they often ask, what's my goals for the new year? What's my New Year's resolution? How am I going to be the best version of me? How am I going to change for the better? But ultimately, I think a better or more important question is, what is your purpose in life? Now, incredibly deep, and it's highly likely that so many of you out there don't actually know the answer to this question. And that should be, to a degree, comforting, safety in numbers, because so many people don't know what their purpose in life is. And some people never know, which is a sad thing. But you can try and know. You can dig deep to try and dig to the darkest depths of your soul to understand what truly matters to you, what you stand for as a person, and what you want to be known for after your dying days. That, to me, is how deep you have to go to find out what your purpose is. And the problem I have is I am an entrepreneur, or a serial entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses for different reasons. I love the kind of chase, the challenge, the kind of diversity that the world of entrepreneurship brings, the excitement, the challenge, the problem solving, all of those types of things. But then when I dig really deep into my purpose, what's really my purpose? Well, my true purpose for me is all about my philanthropic ambitions. What could be more purposeful than saving the lives of others? And even more so, saving the lives of children who have years and years and years and years to make a difference, make their dent or make their difference in the world. That, to me, is so profoundly strong as my purpose. Now, ultimately, things like looking after my family and things like that hold equal stead for me, but I think that's such a common and kind of very intimate purpose. I'm trying to think bigger, further afield. So after I've looked after my own, my purpose is this. That's how I kind of look at this kind of question at hand. And it then makes you reflect on the activity you're taking on a daily basis. How important is it in your life? I mean, I run some very small, micro-sized businesses. I run some small-sized businesses, and I have a medium-sized business as well. And they all provide different challenges, obstacles that I have to overcome on a regular basis. But how many of them are really linked to my purpose? Well, ultimately, I love entrepreneurship. I love learning about it. I love growing in this space. It's something that I'm never going to master, but I can continually improve on my skills in the world of entrepreneurship on a regular basis. And I believe that these entrepreneurial skills will help take my purpose to the next level, which is my philanthropic ambitions through my Runpreneur charity or non-profit organisation. And but then it makes you think about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And these are quite dark questions, because quite often you find yourself doing stuff which is pulling you away from your purpose rather than drawing you closer to it. And a lot of my business activities do exactly that. Now, does that mean I'm going to shut up shop and pivot and move directions drastically? No, of course not, because that wouldn't be responsible. But it certainly changes my longer term plans in terms of, or even medium term plans, or even as close as 2 to 3 year plans. And that's kind of where I am. I'm very, very clear now that I'm at the age where I need to start being more laser-like focused towards my purpose in life. And that's where I am today. And that's why over the next 2 to 3 years, the way I use my time, utilise my time, where I spend it, is going to drastically change. Now, does this mean I'm going to be closing down my businesses and all those types of things? Absolutely not. Am I going to be less operationally involved in them and have more time spent on my true purpose? Absolutely yes. And there may be situations that I come across where it's not kind of tenable for me to kind of stay involved on a passive basis. It may be that I have to exit certain businesses, but it may be that I don't. But what I am very, very clear on is where I want to go. And everything that's blocking me now is my duty over the next 2 to 3, possibly 4 years' time to start solving the kind of puzzle which lies before me, so I can keep taking steps forward to where I want to be. Now, it's not a straight line. It's highly likely I'm going to deviate in all different types of directions along the way. But as long as I remain true to where I really want to be, my true purpose, then I will get there. And that's kind of key. So the notes for my diary today is, if you do not know what your purpose in life is, ask yourself this question periodically. Ask yourself, what do you want to be known for after your dying days? What legacy do you want to leave? And look a little bit further afield than your immediate family. Ultimately, as human beings, we all want to look after our own and give them a future. And I'm absolutely no different. My family are everything to me. But in terms of the difference you make on a bigger or larger scale, what is your purpose? Now, some people might have smaller purposes than others, and that's absolutely fine. But ask yourself that question. And the key thing is to come back to this question periodically, whether it's yearly or quarterly or bi-yearly or every 5 years or so. But it's highly likely that the answer to this question may change on numerous occasions. But you have to keep coming back to it. Otherwise, you can wander so far off route, if you like. And I feel I've done that the past couple of years, really. I've always been kind of continuing to progress my true passion, my true purpose, which is my Runpreneur philanthropic non-profit side of my world, the one that makes a true difference to people that truly matter. But I've often been too distracted by the day-to-day or the bigger picture within other businesses which are important to me on my entrepreneurial journey, but not more important than what my purpose is. So there's some big decisions for me in the future. I'm not saying that I'm exiting or removing from things. I'm quite adept at systemizing and outsourcing things so that my operational involvement reduces quite dramatically. But there's some big kind of changes that I have to make over the coming, probably 2 to 3 years is probably the window I'm looking at the moment. And it excites me, really does excite me that I feel I've found my direction again. And sometimes it takes a bit of downtime at the end of the year to really kind of soul search and dig deep to answer some really, really difficult questions that so many people struggle to answer. So anyway, if that's you, do try and dig deep, because it's such an important question. It can ultimately be the direction that your life takes you, and that's so important. So anyway, that's it for me. Any questions or comments, drop me a line. I'll respond to everyone. But do remember, if you believe in my mission of saving the lives of children by attempting the ultimate ultramarathon of run vlogging on consecutive days, distance from a lap of the world, barefoot style, and do give this a subscribe, share, like, and comment. More people we get in front of, more money we raise, more children's lives we save, which is why I do this every single day. Thank you as always. Stay positive, stay happy, and I'll see you again tomorrow.